Okay, welcome to my channel about communication. Communication is a very important topic to me. It's about, on one hand, social interaction. Everything we do with each other is about communicating in some form or other. And this social aspect, this communication that happens not just through words, but through everything we do, through every behavior, is things that I'm interested in. And as I start this channel, I'm going to be experimenting with different ways of putting together videos and communicating with you. And hopefully you're able to grasp and understand communication as we look at different videos or different types of communication and analyze them together. So today, the first clip there's two clips I want to play. The first one will be very short, and just a bit of background. We'll be hearing Edward Snowden talk. And if you don't know who Edward Snowden is, he's quite a controversial figure who in 2013 released some documents about the government surveillance that was going on in America. And he was persecuted and is currently not in America anymore. He has asylum in Russia, as the government of America has tried to persecute him under, I think, the Espionage Act.
Patriotism, in fact, is not about loyalty to anything. Patriotism is a constant effort to do good for the people of your country, right? It's not about the government. It's not about the state. And this is, we'll get into loyalty later, because I think one of the big criticisms against me that should be talked about is they go, look, this guy is disloyal, he broke an oath, he did whatever. Loyalty is a good thing when it's in the service of something good. But it is only good when it's in the service of something good. If you're loyal to a bad person, if you're loyal to a bad program, if you're loyal to a bad government, that loyalty is actively harmful. And I think that's overlooked. But yeah. Besides
Edward Snowden, I think another introduction to the concept of freedom of speech, the constitutional right that Americans often talk about, is also going to be a topic of this conversation. So this idea that one should be able to have the right and freedom to express their opinions or concerns, and to not be persecuted by that. The second video we're going to look at, and perhaps look at now, is that of President Barack Obama. And I want you to, as you watch the video, to put yourself in potentially his shoes, or to take note of how you're feeling and to observe what is going on when I watch this video.
I don't have patience for cynicism right now. I think it's too easy. I think it's an excuse. The future is there for us to seize, but we've got to seize it. And if we do, then I guarantee you, I agree with you, although why don't I talk about it later, because I'm just about to finish. You and me, we'll talk about it, all right? I'm going to be coming around. There you go. I agree with you. I want to hear from you. I love you back. You kind of screwed up my ending, but that's okay. That's okay. And we've got free speech in this country, which is great too.
So when I watched this video for the first time, I felt sort of a discomfort, and I wasn't really sure why, what was going on. So on the one hand, if I put myself in his shoes, I can imagine, he's being heckled here, and sort of there's a bit of pressure around him, right, to behave and to perform and to deal with this nonsense, this sort of person who is challenging his authority. And he does that quite well by deflecting, making a joke situation out of it, right? Look, this guy is using his freedom of speech rights. And there's that I think for him, as we can see, right, it feels good, it keeps him in control in a certain sense. But when I watch this, I also feel something is a bit off, given this context that I have of understanding of what really is freedom of speech. So what we sort of can start to see is this mix-up of what freedom of speech really represents and how is that enacted and brought out into the world. On one hand, we have the literal interpretation of the words, which Barack Obama is using to make this joke. And on the other hand, we have the real meaning of, like, look, I can say things that I want, things that I care about, when I have concern for the public interest and therefore for the interest of individuals in that public, and I express those concerns. Am I able to do that without being persecuted? We can definitely see in America the answer is no. Like, that's not the case. There's so much fear and like in the case of Edward Snowden, he really did, I think, a service to everyone to say, hey, look, this is going on. This is something that's not good. And his whole life has been pretty much thrown away and upended because of that. And he's been pretty much kicked out of the society that he partakes in and that he calls his home. And on the other hand, we jump back to Barack Obama. We see a joke essentially made of this literal interpretation of the words. So in terms of social communication, there's, even though Barack Obama is sort of brushing off the situation, he's actually in a way showing acceptance for the person who is heckling him and belittling you're saying, look, freedom of speech feels good for him, and it also is a neutral, it's not a rejection of this person's behavior, who's actually interrupting an important meeting and just causing a disruption. So the message is like, it's actually okay to go and behave like that. Not the words he's saying, right, but like the subtle communication that's being put out and that one feels is like, oh, okay, if I can behave like this, and I will just get a jokey, laughy response or something. So I feel in such situations, we have everything totally mixed up. The people who actually go and try and strive for, in this case, free speech, are persecuted, and people who make a mockery of a situation, of a president speaking, are just given freedom of speech is just put out there like a mockery. So this sort of mix-up of literal interpretation of words and meaning and what we really care about in social interactions and communication is quite common and often seen. And please, let me know in the comments if that was something that you found helpful, this sort of analysis, or if you're aware of other situations where such mix-ups also occur, or if you have other examples of that. So this is the first video introduction to the channel, and as I find inspiration or feel I have something to say about different videos, will comment and present some things on them. So thank you for your time and for watching. Have a good time wherever it is that you are.